Another 3 games are on the Week 9 Patriot League football schedule as the number 6 Lehigh Mountain Hawks get their first week off. Colgate will take its high-flying offense into Lewisburg, where it will face Bucknell at 1 p.m., while the Fordham Rams will travel to Holy Cross. At 6 p.m., Lafayette will look to get its 6th win of the season with a home game against Georgetown. The Colgate Raiders are 4-3 and undefeated in the league at 2-0 with an offense that is just piling on the points. They've reached 50 points in back-to-back weeks, and the Raiders average 37.9 points per game, which is ranked number 1 in the league. Leading the charge is the league's top offensive player through the first 8 weeks, Gavin McCarney. The junior quarterback has accounted for 23 touchdowns on the season, including 12 rushing scores. He has 601 rushing yards, and he's averaging 6.6 yards per carry. He also has 1,474 yards passing. McCarney's completed 62% of his passes and has thrown 11 touchdowns. Bucknell is coming off a tough loss to Lehigh, but running back Jeremiah Young got going in the game, scoring 3 touchdowns. He ranks 7th in the league with 351 rushing yards and 5 touchdowns. Lafayette will play its second straight home game, welcoming in the Georgetown Hoyas, who have won their last 2 games against the Leopards. But Lafayette has played much stronger in 2012, led by a defense that has 17 interceptions and 3 fumble recoveries, for a plus 11 turnover margin. Georgetown's defense also has been strong, forcing 18 turnovers, led by Jeremy Moore's 5 interceptions and 2 returned for touchdowns. He also has a fumble recovery for a touchdown.
Defensively, when you got the guy who was a preseason MVP on defense in the preseason poll, and certainly living up to that, they got an outstanding corner, probably as good as anybody in the league, and a group up front that's very active, very aggressive. And they're playing with so much, a lot more confidence.
But the Lafayette offense has limited its turnovers, committing just 9 all season. Quarterback Andrew Shoup has thrown 2 picks all season compared to his 9 touchdown passes. Shoup has helped Mark Ross establish himself as the top wide receiving threat in the league. The junior wideout is number 1 in receptions with 46, yards with 654, and tied for first in touchdowns with 5. One of those wideouts he is tied for is Georgetown's Kevin McCarry, who caught 3 touchdown passes last week from freshman quarterback Kyle Nolan, who is making his collegiate debut.
They started out pretty strong and now are, had a tough couple of weeks. They're on their 4th quarterback. A young man had a nice game last week against Colgate, who arguably is playing the best football at this point in the season than anybody in the league.
Holy Cross will host Fordham in a game that will not count for the Patriot League standings. The Crusaders beat the Rams last season, but Fordham is coming off a bye week and sit at 4-3 after a loss to a nationally ranked FBS team.
You look at those 3 losses they lost to a top 21A team in Cincinnati.
Yep.
They lost to a good again Villanova squad, and I think who's ranked in the top 20 in FCS. And then you look at the game against Lehigh a few weeks ago, where Lehigh had to come back in the last minute of the game to score in order to win by 3. So they're a very good football team. They have a lot of talent, and the new coaching staff has done an outstanding job of putting their players in a position to succeed.
The Rams have the league's 2nd best offense, averaging 29.7 points per game behind the play of quarterback Ryan Higgins and running back Carlton Kuntz. Higgins has thrown for 1,730 yards and 9 touchdowns, while Kuntz has rushed for 884 yards and 5 touchdowns. For highlights from all 3 games, log on to Patriot League All Access on Monday afternoon for another edition of Patriot League Roundup. You can also read all the recaps on PatriotLeague.com on Saturday.